Let's replace the radiator on this 2017 Chevy Equinox with a 2.4-liter engine. Let's start by removing our coolant reservoir cap. Here is the radiator on the box here. So you're going to put the vehicle up in the air so you can drain the coolant. Here is the leak. It's leaking on the passenger side. And by the way, if you want it, you can use this. That's the pet cup. That's where to drain it. But since I'm gonna replace it, I want a faster drain, and I'm going to remove the lower radiator hose. Let's compress the compression clip, and have a container ready because a lot of coolant will be coming out soon. And make sure you only do this on the cold engine. That engine stayed overnight on the shop, so it wasn't a problem for me. Good. Let's remove those 7mm bolt here that hold the wheel liner to the bumper. There is 4 of them, 2 of them on each side. I put the vehicle back down so we can start working on removing the bumper, and we'll work our way down. There are a few push pins here. You need to remove 3 on each side so you can fold this cover here over the fender. It's on both sides. Good. And we're going to remove those T15 here. It's about 6 of them. We're going to remove them, and the bumper will start to loosen. And we put the vehicle back down. We're going to remove those push pins that hold the wheel liner. I'm working on the driver's side here. It's the same procedure on the other side. There is 2 T15 and couple push pins, and there is 1 7mm that hold the bumper to the body. It was that 7mm. Remove it, and that bumper is very easy to remove. Very, very easy. Let's unclip it from the body. There you go. And the bumper's out of the car. Here is what we're working with. The bumper reinforcer, things like that. We're going to remove those push pins that's attached to the bumper reinforcer. We can use a plier like this to compress them, or you can do it by hand if you want. So the bumper reinforcer is held by 6 13mm bolt, and we're going to remove our ambient temperature sensor using a cutler like this, and we're going to remove the air deflector for the radiator. It is it's held by it's a 2-piece deflector, one at top, one at the bottom. It's held by 4 7mm bolt. We're going to remove them. We take out the first half, and it's attached at the bottom to the radiator with 3 push pins. You need to remove those as well. Good. Now we're going to unplug our cooling fan connector. Let's pull this wet tab. can use a screwdriver for this and push the clip so you can unplug it. Now we're going to remove this cover here that go over the radiator. It is held by a few 10mm bolt, and the headlight is also bolted to it. So there is 2 7 on top that hold the headlight, and the rest is 10mm bolt you need to remove. And now we're going to remove this metal piece. It is held by a lot of 10mm bolt. Some of them you're gonna have to use a ratcheting wrench to access them. And we're also gonna remove the hood latch assembly. Just put it on the side. You don't have to remove it completely because the airbag sensor is also attached to it. I didn't want to remove all those things. I just put it on the side. So to do this job, there are 2 ways to go about it. You can recover the AC system completely, so you can remove those AC line that goes over the radiator, or you can leave them in place and find a way to. That's what I ended up doing. I didn't evacuate the system. I just go over the AC lines. It's doable. It's not that hard. Well, let's remove our transmission cooler line that's attached to the radiator. There is a C-clip that we have to remove using our pick. Have a container ready once again. Some fluid will be coming out. There is one on top. There is one at the bottom. You probably can't see it from on top, but it's right on top of the lower radiator hose on the driver's side. You need to remove the cover, and using a 90-degree pick, we will remove the C-clip that hold it in place. Just be patient. There it is. Now we're just going to wiggle the transmission lines out of the radiator. It's still leaking. Now we're going to remove the upper radiator hose. It's on the passenger side. We're going to compress the clamp so you can slide the hose out of it. Now we're going to remove our wiring harness that's attached to the fin shroud. We're pretty much gonna remove anything that's attached to it because the fin shroud will have to come out as an assembly with the radiator. So we're going to unplug anything that's attached to it. As you guys see, I just unplugged the cooling fan here. There are 2 30mm bolts that hold the AC condenser to the radiator. We're going to remove them and slide the condenser up and have it go over the wiring harness you guys just saw, like I just did. I put it over the wiring harness, and so the radiator is pretty much loose in the cooling fan, and I can slide them out on the right side or on the passenger side. I just slide it out. We're going to unbolt the fan assembly from the radiator. We're gonna take them out one by one. It's much easier. Now I'm taking my cooling fan out. Because of the AC line, once again, I'm gonna have to do it that way. But if I didn't have the AC line right over it, I could have just picked it up with no problem. But I just separate them just for ease of the installation. Here is the new radiator. We're going to slide it in and make sure it's seated in the hole that's in the frame. There it is. And I'm going to put that cooling fin in, slide it in from that side, and make sure it's fully seated and put the 230 millimeter bolt that's attached to it. Now I'm going to attach to both the AC condenser to the new radiator and put our transmission cooler line in place. The new radiator come with this new C-clip, so you wouldn't have to worry about it if you buy it from GM. I don't know about aftermarket component, but GM do send it with new C-clip in place. So all you gotta do is just push it in, and once you push it in, you're gonna hear a click, and that black cover will be able to go over it when it's fully inserted. If you have to force that black cover over the transmission cooler, that means it's not fully inserted. That's a red flag. You're gonna have to make sure it's fully in, and that piece will go over easily. It will fight you a little bit, but it will go in, just like this one here. Now we're going to plug our cooling fan assembly. And by the way, guys, make sure you follow the link for the bleeding procedure. There is a link. I'll post it in the comment section below. After you do all of this, fill up the cooling system. You're gonna have to bleed it so you take the air out of the system. If not, the vehicle will overheat and you won't have any heat in the cabin. So make sure you bleed the system completely by watching the next video. I'll post in the link in the comment section below. It's pretty much the reverse of removal now. I'm just putting everything back together: the coolant hose, our air deflector. Just putting everything back together. That's all it is now. Everything is good. I'm just double checking everything, because I don't want this vehicle coming back for anything now when it's said and done. So we're putting the metal piece over the radiator. It's held by maybe 6 to 8 10mm bolt. And we're going to put our hood latch assembly. We're gonna attach it to it, and it's held by 2 30mm bolt. This piece here, this cover it goes under both headlight assembly, because it's pretty much a part of it. When you put the bolt through, it's going to secure the headlight in that black cover. And make sure you put your you reinstall your radiator support. That's it's a rubber piece that attached to the body of the car. If not, your radiator will be flopping around and you'll be noisy. You guys, it's not gonna be good. Make sure you put this in place on both sides. It's held by a 30mm bolt. $7mm bolt for the headlights. And the one that's deep down, it is a 10mm bolt on each side. Making sure everything is tight and secure to the vehicle. Now our bumper reinforcer ready to go back in. And make sure you put all your push pins in place. We secure everything, and that will be it, guys. Make sure you watch the video for the bleeding procedure. It's a very easy process. It's about 20 to 30 minutes of the vehicle running. That's all it is. You just follow the instruction and you guys got it. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.